Welcome to Suzanne's Real Life Real Estate. I'm Suzanne Prezio. I'm an associate broker with Coldwell Banker Prime Properties. And as you know, this program is not about buying or selling real estate, which if you want to do that, I can help you at 518-577-6571. This is a program about people in our community, because whether you're buying or selling a home or not, we all live somewhere. That's what we have in common. We live somewhere in the community, and this program features people in our community that offer services that you may be interested in. And today, I'm very happy to have one of my very good friends, dear friends, Paula Lineback from Toad Hollow Farm. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Suzanne. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for taking a Sunday afternoon to do this, because
Thank you
I'm
for having me.
a busy bee. And we're here today to talk about microgreens and your nursery. How long have we been doing this, Paula?
We are a year in. Actually, right about this month, we're about a year in.
Okay. So Paula's starting up a new business during the pandemic. Not surprised. So microgreen. What are microgreens?
That is the most popular question that I get all the time. What is a microgreen? A microgreen is a small, tiny, edible plant. It is a plant matured from 10 to 14 days in its growth cycle. It's between the sprout, when you plant a seed, becomes a sprout, a microgreen, and baby leaves, or petite greens, they call it. So I do have some microgreens behind me, so I kind of reference to them. So these are basically about 2 weeks old, and they're ready for harvest. So they're anywhere from 1 to 3 inches tall when they're ready to be harvested.
What could you tell me what kind they are?
These are two. We use the chervil, and this is the amaranth. These are typically two greens for our chefs that we grow regularly for. We do market to some chefs, which is getting into the different ways we can use them. But we just harvest our last batch yesterday. We actually sold out this weekend, so we're really excited. We had a big week this week. I was kind of in the grow room, kind of grabbing different plants to kind of bring out to give you guys an idea of what they are, but I didn't have too much to offer. So we cut twice a week for chefs. So we always have chefs plants growing.
So they are packed with nutrients.
They are packed with nutrients. There's about 40 different varieties of microgreens that we experiment with. Every plant obviously is different in its nutritional value. Some of the plants that I'm showing you here more that's used for garnish. Of course, the edible, and there is nutrients in them. But most of the plants that we retail to our customers or our stores are mostly the vegetable line of microgreens, the broccolis, the radishes, the kale, kind of in the vegetable, and those nutrients. The microgreen is considered packed with nutrients. So there's different studies from anywhere from almost 40 times higher nutrient than your mature plant that's on your plate. So
it's
they
a
can
plant
actually,
So these are actually more than functional garnish then. These are like, you actually like throw these on your salad or in a wrap or something.
Absolutely. And that's how I really market them to our customers and to our stores. As we would all love to have time to garnish our beautiful plates at dinner time. That's just not, what the average person would do unless it's a great Saturday night party dinner at their dinner party at their house. But I like to market them as a nutrient boost to any of your plates. I suggest putting them in salads. I made a great salad last night. It was just a burst of different colors, textures, flavors. Putting them in your sandwich. You can put them over, your fish dishes, which it's not only a beautiful look, but the nutrient is fantastic in any of the dishes.
I learned something, because I did think this was just kind of a functional garnish. So,
Yeah.
So getting into the health benefits of it, like it's like these are plants on steroids. So um, a, a little bit packs quite a punch.
Yes. Yeah. 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 They, if you read and do some research, people, actually use them as a supplement. People will put them in their shakes, and grind them up in their shakes because there's so many different ways of using them. Just being educated on using them is what people really need out there. This time of year, everyone's eating healthy and really trying to get back on the board of, just generally in the past year, I think, I'll speak for myself, eating healthy has not been my first priority, but yeah, I think people are moving forward and getting back to their ways. And, just proves this past week, we had a great week. So,
Summer bodies, getting our summer
yeah,
bodies, right?
yeah,
So, yeah, mine wandering somewhere. So it, with the health benefits, I'm gonna kind of there's different families, which
yeah.
I was surprised. But I mean, Paula, you could spend hours on this, and I know you've done a lot of research.
I've done a lot of research, and I knew with meeting today, I was really trying to focus on this, the certain, varieties that I could, explain to, the people out there, getting into, if I was having an interview with a chef, it would be more of, the color, the texture, the flavor that goes with the food on the dish. If I was going towards, you and I, yeah, I'd like to concentrate on people that kind of explain it of not explain it, but being able to, you know, use the greens, you know, in many different ways.
Well, yeah, I mean, in looking at this, you can go in so many different directions because there's like a cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage family, and watercress, and on the
Yes.
other end of the spectrum, there's a melon, cucumber, squash, and then you've got like dill, carrot, fennel, celery, for a little more of a spice. You,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
so
Yep.
you could definitely spend hours. Which hours your time? How do you grow these? I mean, this has got to encompass so much of your day.
Thank you, Suzanne. It does. Once we have it pretty much controlled, which I feel like we do now. The only the only part is like we're growing as a business, so we're struggling with getting more done. It does take it does take some time. Obviously, over the past year, the research. I won't get into all that, but just the time of trying to do, they're generally easy grown plant, but there is some difficulties down the road of nutrient the plant, the lighting. We do have a grow room. The grow room is controlled by heat. It's controlled by the humidity and the airflow. Each plant is labeled with obviously what the product is, with the number and the date that we planted it. And each plant has an actual a grow sheet that we grow. So we have a clipboard, and every single tray or plant uh, has its own like a little history database. We're still paper and pen people. There are easier ways to do it online and on your phones, but we're still paper data people. So
So do they regrow when you cut them?
that's a good question. Some of the herbs you can regrow, but typically not. We don't like to really regrow. We have experimented with that, but they'll regrow, but nothing to the full. You won't get the fullness of the first growth. So we like to harvest. Your 10, 14 days. Every plant is different, and we dump it out. Sundays is our big disinfectant cleaning tray day, which was done by Dennis this morning. So thank you. That's not the most funnest thing to do, but every tray has to be cleaned, sanitized, and dried, and then it's ready for replanting. We start replanting on Monday for the following week.
So, all right. So now, Paula, you sold out of everything.
We
Yes.
did. We
Which,
did. We had a great week.
congrats. So now you, you are down to nothing. Like you start all over again, Or
We every 2 weeks or cycle. So we have stuff in our grow room right now, which are at different levels, and they will be ready for this coming Thursday's harvest. So and then tomorrow night we will plant for 2 weeks. So every plant has a different time, and it's hard to explain, but some plants take 9 days, some plants take 12 days, some plants take 3 weeks. Your herbs, your cilantro, stuff like that is more of a 3 week. So there's plants at all different levels in the grow room right now. So I really was looking to get something nice and full to show you, because some of the plants are just maybe reaching the sprout level.
I want to come out and see. I'll have to do a real life real estate, road trip one. That would be fun. So obviously you can't plant outdoors right now, but is this always 100% indoor, or do you do any of them outdoors?
You could, a lot of people in the South will do it outdoors. It's hard to control the humidity. It's hard to control the lighting. It's hard to control, the airflow. We are in the process of building a greenhouse right now. But we'll experiment more with that. But in a room, we have grow lights, and you can control it. You can control it much better in a room.
So how do people buy these?
Well, thank you. Uh, well, right now we are selling a lot through our Facebook page, which is Toad Hollow Farm Delanson LLC. We post every Tuesday. By Tuesday, we have an idea of what's going to be ready for the harvest on Thursday. Um, Thursday mornings, I take off from the salon. We're up between 4 and 5, and we're cutting. We're cutting the plant. We're packaging, measuring, and labeling. Those are the days that I do some home delivery. So people will order through our Facebook page. Um, and then I shoot out after Thursday morning about 10 a.m. We stock 3 of our stores. We're in 3 stores. We're in Gade Farms in Guilderland, Sirens Meat Market in DeWaynesburg, and Schenectady Trading Post in Schenectady. We are in those 3. I do have people come pick up, in the location in Latham where I work, my other job, daytime job. So there's a pickup area there on Fridays and Saturdays, but I like to jump in the truck and drive around all day on Thursdays. It's fun. So you can order it right through our Facebook page.
That's not really, we're going to touch on that in a bit, but that's not really just a daytime job. You own a salon, Paula, that you
Yes, I co-own a salon as well. Yes.
I mean, no pun intended. I can't believe how you've grown in a year.
Thank you.
Only you would, when most people are in yoga pants, drinking wine on the couch, only you would say, I think I'll start a business that is very unique to the area, on top of owning a salon that right now I've been shut down and can't do anything, where most
Yes.
people felt sorry for themselves. Typical Paula, you're like, all right, let me jump feet first and start something new. And here you are.
Thank you.
I just think you're terrific.
Thanks.
And again, it's Toad Hollow Farm Delanson LLC.
Yep, that's our Facebook page. Yeah.
Should go if they want to see what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, your other job. I love it. Do you do anything else at the farm?
We have our chickens. So we have our our farm fresh eggs. People love them. Yeah. So that, along with the microgreens delivery, home delivery, I do deliver the farm eggs. I say our chickens are probably the most healthiest chickens because they get a microgreen salad every morning. So a lot of our leftovers, or what we have for this week, they'll get a lot of vegetables from the store this week. But we do feed them every morning a salad. Dennis thinks I'm crazy. I say they're like my children. We have no children at home now, so my chickens are my children. But the eggs, we have a mixture between the brown and white eggs, and we bring them, and people order them right along with the microgreens. So not only am I dropping microgreens at their house, I'm also delivering their farm fresh eggs as well.
I didn't
So
even know chickens ate. I thought chickens just ate grain.
No, chickens can eat a lot of stuff, but we really, because, we eat their eggs ourselves. And, we bring them to our customers. We do really try, we do an organic feed for them. We do, like I said, they get vegetables, 90% of it's organic. I deal with another farmer where I get a lot of my berries from. He gives us a good price. He's a nice guy. So they get a lot of good things. And I think, as any of us, you consume better food, you're going to produce better. So,
Yeah.
and like I said, we're building a greenhouse right now in the process. So we're hoping to do more vegetables and, be able to offer that just seasonal. That won't be something all year, but just seasonal.
That's good to know. So are your prices on your website, on the Facebook page?
I
The
will,
website's
I
being
will every week I do. We're in the transition of mixing a couple things up. This week we just launched a spicy garden topper, which is a mix of all the greens we have that you would just put on your bed of lettuce, which has all the textures, nutrients, taste, sweetnesses, all that stuff. So we just launched that. That went out this week. That sold out this week.
Oh,
So
wonderful. And your
I do
website
list of prices every week.
on Facebook,
hmm
because
hmm
your website's still being launched, correct?
I do have the website. The website's toadhollowfarm.delanson.com. That is up. I'm in the process of, I'm at the last process of the stage of the actual payment part. So I have a friend helping me out with that this week. So hopefully within 2 weeks, toadhollowfarmdelanson.com will be up running that people can actually go right to our store, purchase them right online, and then I can just drop them off at their house. But right now we're using, cash, check.
Okay, great, great. So you're again, you're growing, you're growing. It's
We are
funny,
growing.
talking about chickens. I took my mom to Cooperstown yesterday for just a drive, and we went to lunch. And there was a rooster in the middle of the road. I'm driving along, and of course, you're not used to seeing that. So I stop the car, and we're looking at this rooster, and I start to drive, and this chicken, like oblivious, so they clearly have no awareness of, hey, that's a car. This
Yeah.
chicken just walks out in front of me. And I put the window down. I had to say it. I'm like, hey, why are you crossing the road? Didn't answer, but I had no idea that they were just so unaware of what a vehicle was.
Yeah.
No fear, like no fear at all. No, no.
They're They're interesting creatures. They really are. I mean, they're so smart on one end, the other end, they're just not the most intelligent. I say they don't have a great street smarts.
They're like boys. They're like guys. Um, sorry to any of my men listening. So I go to your website to buy these things. Now Dennis is your husband.
Dennis is my husband. Yes,
You and Dennis are newlyweds. So
we are.
best wishes to you for many,
Thank
many.
you. We got married in the pandemic too.
Yeah, yeah, which we didn't see a lot of that, but I'm very glad for you. I'm very glad.
Thanks.
So tell me, I mean, I know how you got started in that. Okay, the salon was shut down,
hmm
but how did, I mean, just one day, whose idea was it? What made you start? Did you just stumble upon this? Was this something that you had been thinking about? How did you start this business? What made you get into it?
Well, I really have to contribute a lot to it to Dennis. We grow. Since we moved out into Delanson, we do have a lot more space. We enjoy a lot of time being home. Our garden has gotten bigger in the last 4 years that we've gotten here. Long story short, we do a lot of our plants from seeds. So our tomato plants, stuff like that. As Dennis was researching back in March of last year, February, March, to order the seeds that we are going to choose for our garden that coming up year, he came across the microgreen seeds. Dennis has many, many years in the culinary background. He was a chef for many years. So he knew there was a need for these plants for garnishing. when he was a chef, he actually had to order them out of California, and the cost was much, much more than actually what we charge for them. So he kind of started experimenting with the different plants that what a chef would use. How they would use it. Again, the flavoring. Pairing it with the plates. Once the pandemic kind of hit us, first me personally, with the salon being closed down, Dennis was already in the research of it, and I have to count a lot to him because he's definitely a move forward guy. And he's like, why don't you, run downstairs and jump on the computer and kind of learn about what I'm doing. So to keep focused and, not sit in my yoga pants and want to eat and drink all day. I went down on the computer and I started researching it. So it was a lot towards what he, you know, what he started, and then it's kind of something with the pandemic. I went and researched. I'm like, oh well, you're doing this plant. Let me do this plant. So then I was like, oh, I love broccoli. So I started ordering seeds for broccoli, and it started growing and growing. And 3 months of the salon being closed down, I took a seminar, took some classes, a ton of research, a ton of YouTube videos. So it was a rolling process of starting it. So that's basically how it got started.
So, Paul, what's your typical day? I mean, how are you managing this and working full time?
It is a lot. I tell people we're busy all the time. That's really the truth. We are busy all the time. Dennis does work full time. Of course, I co-own the salon. I'm there 5, 6 days a week. Again, I'm in the process of rebuilding that business back. Knock on wood, we've been there 14 years. So our clientele, we're just very lucky. But we're up between 4 to 5 a.m. It's about a half hour to 40 minutes downstairs monitoring the greens. So you get up, make your coffee. I grab my cup of coffee and I head out and turn the lights on. The lights should be on the plants anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day. Come back in the house. I do some, get the chicken salad made, the dog fed, the cat fed, showered. And I'm usually off to work between 6 and 7. Working nights at salon, Dennis takes over. What's great about each business I have a very strong, partner in each business. So where, I would be gone at night, he would take over. He takes over, and that's, again, checking, monitoring each sheet, checking each number to make sure every plant is watered properly and has its nutrients, and turns the lights off at 7, 8 o'clock. Everything's off, everything's done, and we're probably pretty much in bed. So they're long days. Thursdays, I take off from the salon. It's cutting, packaging, delivering, coming home, preparing orders for Friday and Saturday. It's a lot. We have a lot going on.
You watch
There's
your
a lot.
grandchildren too on Thursdays, don't you?
Yeah.
What's that?
Every other Thursday, yeah, I grab them. They like to watch it. They look at it for a couple minutes and then they're off. So they can't be bothered.
Yeah. How old are they?
What? I have 3 of them. So Haley's 9, almost 10. Lena's almost 6, and Colin's almost 4. Colin's old. So.
Wow, that went by fast. I can't believe it's been 14 years with the salon.
Yeah. Actually, Memorial Day will be, I believe, 15 years now. So yeah.
That's again, I have a lot of admiration for you because you just do it. You just do it.